One of the decisions that you have to make in buying an instrument, of course, is that you want the instrument to match your style. And different guitars have different styles to them. They have different sounds to them. For example, a Fender Stratocaster has a very chunky style to it. It has a sort of a mid-rangey, pinky sound to it. So when people who love Fender Stratocasters generally love to play their guitars with a very staccato sort of nature to it. Chinky, 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 chinky. They like to do it that way. Most people who play Gibson Les Pauls like a really gutsy, roaring sound. There's a lot of sustain, a lot of bass, a lot of treble to it, not a lot of mid-range, just a really fat sound. And so it's hard to get that fat sound out of a Stratocaster, but it's easy to get that fat sound out of a Les Paul. So you want the guitar to match your style, and so that takes a lot of hit and miss. Part of the decision is kind of who your heroes are, and that sort of drives you to a style. But you have to understand that different guitars have and different qualities of instruments have different capacities. When you start out playing as a novice, your guitar is better than you. In other words, your guitar's got more skill in it than you have to draw out of it. But there will come a time when you will outgrow your guitar and you have more talent in you than the guitar's got in it. And that will lead you onto a journey that most people take that will take you into more and more and more expensive guitars, ones that are oftentimes older and older guitars, because older guitars sound different than new guitars. As the wood ages, as the instrument gets beat up, it changes the sound of it. And sometimes it's like you may go buy your first guitar, you may get 75% of what a guitar's got to offer. And it may cost you, let's say, $500. And the second instrument that you get may cost $1,000, and now you're up to maybe 90% of what it's got to offer. And then you're going to go buy a $2,000, $2,500 guitar that'll take you up to 95% of what you have to offer. And then that next step, can get you into $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to find that perfect instrument. I hesitate to go into this topic, but it's one that I'd be remiss if I didn't go into the topic. There is a personal relationship that goes on between you and your guitar. The guitar is your muse. The guitar becomes part of you. It's almost like an organic entity that is attached to your body. And you have to have a relationship with your guitar, as sort of sick as that may sort of sound. But it's just the truth. All the great guitar players all have names for their guitars. And the names are usually female if it's a male player. And they sort of treat their guitars better oftentimes than they do the women in their lives. The guitar, they have a relationship with it. The guitar talks for them. There's something goes on in their heart, comes out of their fingers, and it comes out of the instrument. And so there's this like very personal relationship that goes on between you and your instrument, which means that you sometimes have to be as careful as selecting guitar as you do your spouse, because you're going to have a relationship with your guitar on a very sort of emotional and metaphysical level, with your guitar. And so my experience has been that people who bond with their guitars, like I build some custom instruments, they're steel string acoustic instruments, and I will build a guitar specifically for a person. I'll build it to match their hand, and I'll build the sound of it to match the sound that they have, and there's magic that happens between that guitar and them. That guitar seems like it was made for them, and it feels like it's part of them. And at the same time, they bond with that guitar, and they know that guitar's got a special voice for them. And because of that, they write better on those instruments than they do. They'll tell you immediately than they do another instrument.